From the beginning of life, we are taught to share and prioritize generosity above our personal interests. But does anyone warn us about the dangers of being too kind and compassionate? We live in a world where we don't always get what we give. Generous people drain their resources, both economically and energetically, through indiscriminate giving. Could excessive generosity jeopardize our lives? Today, I will reveal 8 things that happen when you are too good and share 4 Stoic strategies to prevent others from taking advantage of you. Stay until the end if you don't want to miss out. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. This way, you will be informed about all the new videos we will share with you. Now, let's get started. According to the Stoic approach, the key to life lies in finding balance. Generosity, like many other things, is no exception. Giving too little makes us seem selfish, while giving too much exhausts us and leaves us without time or resources. In this context, shades of gray represent the harmony between caring for others and ourselves. Always remember the magic word, no. We start with the first one. Having unrealistic expectations of people is the first risk. The Stoics emphasize the importance of accepting circumstances as they are and not basing our happiness on the actions of others. When you give without expecting too much in return, you avoid disappointment and practice emotional detachment, which leads to greater tranquility. The second risk is that people will expect you to constantly give them something. Remember that true value comes from acting in accordance with virtue and reason, not simply catering to the expectations of others. Practicing moderation and giving in a balanced way allows you to remain in control of your own actions. The third risk is that your priorities will be trampled upon. The Stoics emphasize the importance of living according to reason and virtue, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our own responsibilities. If you give everything for other people's priorities, you may find yourself running away from something within you that causes you pain and fear. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate inner strength and self-control by setting boundaries and practicing self-discipline. When we help too much, we can give the opposite impression. Without boundaries, people may see weakness in us, to the point of loading their responsibilities onto our shoulders. The fifth point highlights that you will have many people coming to you only when they need something. Here, Stoicism teaches us to value discernment and wisdom in choosing who to help. By avoiding expending our energies on unproductive situations, we distinguish between genuine people and those looking to take advantage. The sixth aspect refers to attracting only those who need and never those willing to give. Through Stoic discernment, we can cultivate beneficial and mutual relationships. The people who come into our lives respond to the energy we emit. When we give indiscriminately, we attract needy and opportunistic people. The seventh risk is falling into addiction. The Stoics promoted moderation and self-control. Practicing self-discipline and generosity helps us avoid addictive patterns that can arise when scarcity becomes part of our daily life. Paying attention to the concerns of those close to you is crucial in avoiding harmful habits. I don't have any problem, but this is the most typical reaction from people who are so immersed in their own problems that they are unable to recognize them. Always remember that people who care about you only want the best for you, so take their observations very seriously, as they are there to help you overcome obstacles and move forward. Addressing the eighth point is fundamental. You will raise suspicions. Stoicism encourages us to act virtuously regardless of how others perceive us. By focusing on living in harmony with our principles and values, we build a true reputation that is resistant to unwarranted suspicions. Genuinely kind people are scarce in the world, so if you are one of them, you will raise suspicions instead of admiration and gratitude. People will wonder about your hidden intentions, which means you have encountered a group of mistrustful people. This is not necessarily negative, but rather realistic. Most excessively enthusiastic people tend to hide questionable intentions, and it is wise to maintain some distance. If you are enjoying what you have seen so far, I encourage you to show your support by clicking on the like button you will find just below. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing you quality content. Now, let's examine the strategies to avoid being used by others. Strategy number 1: listen to your feelings. This strategy is based on the Stoic idea of self-awareness. Pay attention to your emotions and feelings. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection to understand your reactions and needs. By listening to your feelings, you can identify if you are excessively draining yourself emotionally. Through this self-reflection, you will be able to adjust your approach and find a healthy balance in your interactions with others. How do you feel when you help others? Thinking about yourself and prioritizing others is such a selfless act that practicing it should make you feel like you are walking on clouds. If you feel overwhelmed, drained, angry, or used, it's time to listen to your feelings. If something for which you have no obligation is causing you so much discomfort, it is necessary for you to not deceive yourself in order to discover how it affects your well-being. The help you are offering yourself, as mentioned in strategy number 2, involves overcoming the fear of the word no. Following Stoic teachings, recognize that your time and energy are valuable and should be consciously and balancedly allocated. Saying no in overwhelming situations or when the request is unfair is a way to exercise self-control. Although saying no may be difficult for us, we must develop this ability to keep negativity out of our lives. Strategy number 3 is about reserving time and space to take care of yourself, following Stoic principles of self-discipline and self-respect. Scheduling this time daily or weekly is essential, and if someone asks for your help during that time, they must be respectful and cooperative with yourself. If you don't want to be too brusque, you can offer your help for another time, but always make it clear that your availability will be limited. Strategy number 4 is based on identifying energy vampires and distancing yourself from them. Following Stoic principles of self-discipline and discernment, it is important to recognize which relationships benefit you and which can emotionally drain you. By distancing yourself from people who constantly drain your energy and do not contribute positively to your well-being, you apply Stoic self-control in your relationships. If you try to help an energy vampire, you must understand that it will not work, as these individuals tend to overwhelm you with their complaints and their pessimistic view of life. Who resonated with you the most, and how will you apply it in your life? Leave us your comment below, and we will be reading what you have to share. Remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell to continue enjoying our content. Goodbye.